Hi, I'm Lori Edwards, and I teach high school English and middle school social studies, two subjects that are absolutely built on strong literacy skills. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to share a few tips and strategies here in this presentation that can help you support literacy development right at home, no matter what your child's grade level is. Before we begin, I want to take just a minute to discuss the word literacy. In school, we typically focus on that meaning comprehension or vocabulary or fluency, but literacy actually goes far beyond that. Someone can be literate in finances, health, media, and more. You've probably heard about personal financial literacy classes, or maybe you've seen public health campaigns that talk about health literacy. It's really all about understanding and applying knowledge in different areas. Right now, though, we're going to just focus on the kind of literacy that helps your child be successful in school. Reading, understanding and using vocabulary, and becoming a confident communicator. One quick note before we move forward. I'm a proud product of the early 1980s, and let's just say digital literacy definitely isn't in my wheelhouse. It's not what I would call a strong skill. So if I fumble a bit while I'm sharing my screen or trying to get through my presentation, I want to say in advance, thank you for being patient with me. All right, let's get started. So let's start with a reminder of just how broad literacy really is. On the screen here, you'll see a word cloud that includes just a few kinds of literacy, like financial, environmental, digital, media, and critical thinking, and more. When we talk to students about being literate, we're not just asking them to read well, we're encouraging them to develop a deeper understanding of content, context, and meaning. But for our purposes today, we're going to stick with the very foundational skills: vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, and word recognition. After all, these are the building blocks of success in every single subject. Here's a powerful fact. Your child spends about 80% of their waking hours outside of school. That means the home environment can be just as important, if not more so, than the classroom when it comes to literacy growth. Research from the National Early Literacy Panel shows that the number of words a child hears and uses at home correlates directly with reading ability and long-term academic success. That doesn't mean that you need to like run out and get some structured reading lesson to do at home. It just means that your conversations are probably doing a lot more than what you realize. Actually, simple things like including your child in conversation, talking to them all the time about everything and at every single stage of their life can go so much further than what we realize. Reading aloud, that's another great way to encourage literacy in the home. Reading to your child is a great way to build a child's vocabulary, and the added bonus is that you get to make some great memories in the process. Also, creating some sort of a reading routine, having a designated time and place for, that creates a positive reading experience. These are all strategies that don't take a lot of time and they really don't even take a lot of effort, but they can go a long, long way. Like so many other things in your child's development, literacy development is like building a house. It starts with the foundation, and that foundation begins at home. At school, we teachers have the opportunity to build on the foundation that you guys are creating in the home. Here's one of my favorite hands-on strategies that you can use at home right away to support literacy. Here's how it works. It's called the word journal. You let your child pick out some sort of a fun notebook or let them decorate a plain one just to suit their personality. How you handle that part is completely up to you. Once you have your word journal done, you can start collecting words to fill it up. As your child comes across words that are new or something maybe that they found funny or interesting, have them write it down in their word journal. You can also do this. Then, once a week, perhaps as part of your reading routine, you can look through the words that your child has collected together and talk about them. Ask them about the meaning. Where did they hear it? Where did they read it? And then have them try to use it in a sentence. Just make sure that by the end of the discussion, they know what the word actually means. You can keep it going with extra questions like, is it silly? Is it a serious word? Is it something that you could use in real life? The possibilities here are limitless. You can ask all sorts of questions and drag that conversation out as long as you want to. You can also make it a game. Like whoever uses a word journal word in conversation that week gets a point or a small treat, or maybe just bragging rights. Whatever it is, it's just a fun way to incorporate the word journal outside of the word journal itself. This works for kids of all ages. You can even have older children write definitions or draw pictures to go along with the words that they collect. Here's why it works. Word journals target multiple areas of literacy all at once. Vocabulary acquisition, which is the process of learning new words and their meanings. Word consciousness, that's really just a fancy way of saying awareness and curiosity about language. Oral language development, or the process of learning to understand and produce spoken language. Whoops, I went too far. And comprehension building, which is the ability to understand and make meaning from text. This becomes extremely important once you reach the high school classes. According to literacy researcher Michael Graves, activities like this, the word journal, where kids repeatedly are exposed to new vocabulary words in meaningful and playful ways that can significantly boost their reading success. This strategy creates a low pressure, high interest routine that fosters confidence and conversation, and it doesn't require any fancy materials or teacher training. Here are a few more literacy wins that are quick and easy that you can have at home. Some of these things are so easy you can start doing them right away, maybe even as early as tonight. You can read out loud, even with your older kids. It builds fluency, models expression, and shows that reading doesn't stop just because you can do it yourself. PBS Kids contributor Deborah Chris shares that hearing stories strengthens not only the part of the brain that is associated with visual imagery, story comprehension, and word meaning, but it also boosts children's social, emotional, and character development. You can narrate everyday tasks. Cooking, that's great. Describe every step. Driving, talk about the signs, the directions that you're turning. Even if you're just trying to figure out how to handle some sort of a minor problem, talk out loud about how you might approach a solution. These thinking out loud moments build vocabulary in an extremely natural and easy way. You can play games with words like I Spy. Try I Spy with letter sounds. Rhyming games are always a fun way to interact with words, or you can do scavenger hunts for words that begin with each letter of the alphabet. Word searches are another fun way to learn new vocabulary words. One thing you can always do is leave books out and visible. Kids are more likely to pick up books that they see laying around or stacked near the couch than they are if they are hidden away on a shelf where they have to go looking for them. You can also create cozy reading areas with good lighting and comfy seating that have lots of books available, and all of those things encourage reading. I think probably the most important is to model reading yourself. Let your kids see you reading, whether it's books, magazines, instructional guides, emails, even the back of the cereal box. It doesn't matter. It all counts. Just let them see you reading. You don't need to spend hours a day. Just find a few minutes every week, and these things can turn into habits. And those habits will build up over time, and they'll create that solid literacy foundation that I mentioned earlier. As we wrap up, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for caring about your child's growth and literacy development. And thank you for being their first and most important teacher. What you do at home makes a lasting difference, whether it's reading a bedtime story, encouraging your child to talk about their day, or even adding a new word to the word journal. You are building the bridge between learning and living. Keep supporting, keep reading, and keep cheering them on. That's all for me for now. If you have any questions about what I shared, or if you'd like more ideas of resources, you can reach out through your child's school and they can get in contact with Cameron, who can then get you in contact with someone who can give you some more literacy strategies. Thank you again for your time, your energy, and your partnership in reading lifelong readers and lifelong learners. Take care and happy reading.